Today, we're going to talk about something that we don't talk about enough in business, and that's just being kind. And I view kindness as a strategic advantage, not just a soft skill. It's not just sort of a nice to have. And we'll talk about why that's the case. We'll talk about how it shapes the culture, performance, and the relationships that we have at work, the role that we each play in creating a positive environment, and why this matters now more than ever. Look, kindness is a leadership behavior, and we need to make it a daily habit, not just an occasional act. So let's go on this journey. We know that businesses and workplaces and projects are way more complex, way more fast paced, and more stressful than ever. People are juggling multiple priorities, right? Most people are working on multiple projects at once, all of which have high priorities. Then you've got all the ad hoc requests and the fire drills, and people just feel rushed and they feel stressed. And at the same time, kindness is undervalued or mistaken for weakness. And so people just sort of ignore it. But there's all sorts of studies that suggest that teams perform better when their leaders are kind, when they're kinder to each other, when there's psychological safety, and it really is a cultural signal of how well a company's doing. And leaders are the ones who set the tone. Even though everybody contributes to it, leaders set the tone, and it really should be reframed as a business capability and not just sort of a personality trait. So, what being kind means at work? First, it means just treating people with respect, patience, and empathy, listening before responding or judging, giving others the benefit of the doubt and just seeking positive intent, offering help without being asked. Wouldn't that be nice? Communicating with clarity and compassion, assuming positive intent, as we talked about, and recognizing effort, not just outcomes. A lot of times we're on projects for years, and you don't want to just reward somebody 2 years at the end of the project, and creating space for others to contribute. It means a lot of things, but it also is how you interact with people, how you talk to people, how you treat people. Here's what it doesn't mean. It doesn't mean being a pushover. It doesn't mean avoiding hard conversations. And that's also a challenge I think we have with business today is not enough people have those hard conversations. Saying yes to everything, right? Doesn't mean you have to say yes to everything or ignore performance issues or let poor behavior slide or pretending everything's fine. And it certainly isn't avoiding accountability. And don't confuse niceness with kindness, right? Being nice to somebody is more of a personality trait as opposed to as being kind with somebody, which is how you interact with them. So why does it matter? Well, it builds trust. And we're on projects and we're project managers, and you need to have trust on the team. And it's the foundation for effective teams. And everything that we do is with people. And so we need to be kind to those people because it reduces the friction, it increases engagement, it strengthens collaboration, improves communication quality and speed, reduces stress. Again, there's all sorts of studies about just being kind and working with kind people and what it means, and it demonstrates emotional maturity as opposed to somebody who just overreacts and is yelling and so on. And there's all sorts of business benefits. The team has higher performance and productivity because they want to work for somebody that they feel is genuine and is kind to them and treats them with respect. That also means better retention and lower turnover costs. And we all know that hiring people costs tens of thousands of dollars and months of delay to ramp up and so on. So there's a lot of benefits to losing good people. So maybe we should just be kind to them. It's stronger relationships, it's open communication, so you solve problems quicker, you collaborate better, people feel safer, so they provide better ideas, and so on. And then it's a culture that attracts top talent. People, when they're looking for companies, look at the company culture. So there's all sorts of benefits for something that really doesn't require a lot of effort. And to that point, you should practice daily. Start the meeting with a positive tone. Just say thank you often. Ask people how they're doing. Oh, and by the way, listen to what they say. Offer help and give feedback. Maybe pause before you react and say something that you might not regret later, right? Celebrate the small wins and use inclusive language. And as a leader, you want to model this. You want to set the expectations through your behaviors, not just words. And that includes recognizing people, protecting team members' time, encouraging open dialogue, and addressing issues promptly and respectfully when they come up. Show vulnerability and authenticity. People work for leaders that they feel are genuine, and reinforce it as a performance expectation. So look, Kindness, I believe, is a strategic advantage, and it's not just a soft skill. We've talked about how it improves culture, performance, and relationships, how small actions compound into a big impact, and it strengthens trust and has business benefits, real business outcomes. So make it a daily practice and not just a one time thing. And choose it even when it's hard. Start today. One small act can shift the entire team. And with that, I'll ask you to leave some comments and notes, but be kind in your comments.